Yes, boys, welcome back to another video. Now, slightly different video, I say that, but we're going to talk about 3 things to help you when you're in an emotional rut. What I mean by that is, let's say you're having a really bad week where you're reacting, you're feeling down, something's happened, and maybe you've just had a really good week and you've hit rock bottom, or you've just had a complete change in your week. Well, I've got 3 steps that have helped me, and they will help you too, and they're all backed by science. So step 1, for change to happen, you must first be or become self-aware. So what that means is you become aware that something isn't right inside of you. Okay, that's step 1. And you can do that by going to a corner, going somewhere quiet, sitting down, and just closing your eyes and taking a few deep breaths and really sinking in. Okay, what you're doing is you're changing or altering your brain waves. So you're going into a deep kind of trance sleep. And when you do that and you sit with the intention to ask yourself what's wrong, you will find the answer. Okay, that's step 1. Step 1 is to essentially become self-aware. And you can do that just by saying it out loud, or if you want to be very, very deep, you do the steps that I've just outlined. Very, very good. It's very, very effective. And you can do so much when you're in that state, but that's step 1. Okay, self-awareness. You become aware of yourself. It's very hard to do. You have to be very conscious. You have to ask the right questions to find the problem. Okay. Step 2. Now this is backed by science, and a famous psychologist, Dr. Joe Dispenza, talks about this a lot, and it's the term metacognitive. He talks about it in his book, Breaking the Science of Being Yourself, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. And essentially what that is you being conscious of the subconscious. Okay, because we know that everything, or reality, or the world, or the universe, it moves and it makes stuff happen in the subconscious. So what I mean by that is you are conscious of the subconscious. That's being metacognitive. Okay, so you are aware of your thoughts, you are aware of your emotions. Okay, before they even happen, before they even transcribe, you are aware. That self-awareness on your thoughts, on your feelings, that is powerful. That is very, very powerful, because you're breaking the link. Okay, neurons that don't fire together don't wire together. Remember that. Or it might be the opposite way. Neurons that don't wire together don't fire together. Something like that. That's very, very important. Okay, so once you become aware of these thoughts, you can actually stop them from actually being released. Okay, so Neville Goddard, he talks about it a lot in his books. He talks about how our thoughts and our feelings and our emotions, they are energy, right? They are energy. And when released, they can be positive or negative, depending on what it is. Okay? And we're all vibrating. All of us are vibrating on a frequency, okay? The world's always vibrating. So if you can imagine us with these negative emotions, we're vibrating on a very low frequency, which means that we're not really going to manifest anything. Okay, we're not going to get anything we want. Okay, we're going to get the bad stuff because we're vibrating on such a low frequency, and that's because of the vibration that we're on. Okay, and by being conscious of it, we stop leaking that energy. Okay, we stop the wire, we stop the trap. Okay, we are then more in control, which means we don't leak all of that negative energy, and we can alter that. Right, we can replace that with positive emotions, positive thoughts, and slowly, slowly you break the chain. Right, it's very, very powerful. It sounds very simple, but it's not. Okay, because your body or your life is operating 90% subconsciously. You don't even know it. Okay, possibly even more, maybe 95%. So when you become more conscious, you break that chain. Okay, very, very powerful. Remember that, metacognitive. It's being conscious of the subconscious. And lastly is be calm. Okay, Neville Goddard says it all the time. You can't manifest anything unless you're not calm. You have to be calm. You have to be relaxed. Okay, your nervous system needs to calm down. Okay, nervous system is really, really important. We have to regulate that. Okay, for the nervous system to be congruent, it needs to be in sync with our words and our thoughts. What's happening here? What's happening here? So being calm enables us to really manifest. Okay, you integrate all three together and you become very much aware of your emotions. You then possess the power to overcome them, right? Use them in a positive way. Now, I've been in ruts before, could say I'm in one right now, but I'm not letting it affect me because I'm staying metacognitive, okay? I'm self-aware. I know I'm in this state. 2, I'm metacognitive, okay? I'm aware of the subconscious mind, okay? I'm aware of what's happening inside, which means that I can change. And 3, I'm calm, right? And how to be calm? I regulate my breath. I slow down my speech. I slow down my movements, not robotically, but I just slow it down an extra 5–10%, okay? And slowly, it just calms your nervous system down, right? So remember these 3 techniques. These 3 steps will always help you when you're in these emotional ruts. Remember that. Now like and subscribe because I've got plenty more of these tips to come. So yeah.